like that song.
I do too.
That's a good theme song.
Every time I hear it, I just have to smile.
It's what they call a head bobber.
That's right, it is.
How are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
Good evening. My name is Jonathan McHugh, and this is
Tamara Conniff, and welcome to the Weekly Comet.
Episode number 4, as they say in Espanol.
We have an amazing show for you tonight. Incredible guests. Go through the news. We're going to talk about Spotify, see if y'all are on it. We got some DMX news. We got some Bright Eyes news. We got some touring stuff that John's going to talk about.
Yes, people are on the road this summer, the busiest touring season of the year. And there's a lot of people out there, a lot of great music to see. We'll talk about some of that.
And tell us about our guest, Mr. Sturges.
Right, we have the Executive Vice President from Universal Publishing, one of the largest publishers in the world. And so if anybody has any questions about music publishing, we'll take 1 or 2 questions from the chat room that are smart, not crazy, none of those crazy questions. But if there's any aspiring artists out there that want to know something about publishing, this guy's a frickin' encyclopedia of the game. So he will answer 1 or 2 select questions from one of you Poindexter type people out there.
And, you know, I heard you had a pretty exciting weekend. Can we see a picture of you and your girl?
Yes, if we have to. It was a painful weekend.
Beauty and the Beast.
She is obviously the beauty part.
Wow.
I am, lately I'm a beast on the tennis court. I've been smoking everybody I'm playing.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you playing Rihanna on the tennis court?
No, I played a pro this weekend and I did not lose to him. I tied him, but he was being nice to me. But yes, Rihanna did an episode this weekend of Home Makeover. They're building a homeless military veteran shelter called the Jubilee House in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Rihanna was nice to participate. Michelle Obama is going to also be on the episode.
Oh, wow.
It'll air in October. Yeah, it was great. She's an amazing performer. She killed it this weekend. Yeah,
well, you know, you never know where McHugh is going to end up.
That's what I'm saying.
Our musical guest tonight is Golden State, and James is here to perform with us. I was lucky enough to be at the CD release party on Tuesday night in Hollywood, release for Division. This band is amazing, and I really don't say that very often. So I'm going to kick it to Golden State, and he's going to perform World of Fire.
Disappear without a trace. When the fire burns out and there's me and you, we're getting closer now, closer than you believe. But the truth is still out of reach. On fire, what can we do? Just like a different fit, a world that seems out of place. And when his arm reached out and embraced you, I feel like a prisoner, imprisoned without a cage. You're the only thing I can taste. Well, it's a long way down from here. When the world's on fire, what can we do? It's just like falling out, or falling far from this grace. When you see this boy with the golden rule, don't let him sea. Well, it's a long way down from here. A million miles are closer than you think. Are closer than you think. Are closer than you think. Believe in you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the news.
No way, that's unbelievable. Look at that.
This has been an exciting week for both for fans and for the music business. Spotify launched in the United States. It is the ultimate online music streaming service. It's been around in the UK for about 2 years, but the major labels stateside were like, not so much. We are going to kind of fight you on licensing for a while. But all those deals are finally done. You can now get Spotify with ads for free, and you can basically listen to any song you want on-demand streaming, or you can pay a premium service. I think it's about $10.
It is.
And you can get on any device you want. It's a pretty incredible service.
The boys who are on the top of the hip-hop pyramid, Jay-Z and Kanye, are going to hit the road this September to support their album Watch the Throne. The first single popped last night, and it's called Otis.
For some immigrants, build your fences, we digging tunnels. Can't you see?
And it's a sample of an Otis Redding song, which last night the biggest hip hop station in America, Hot 97 in New York, played the record for a half an hour straight.
Wow.
This morning I heard a feed from England. DJs were freaking out about it. The mix shows all over the country were playing this thing over and over again, and it's just a really exciting record. So listen to that, and in about a week you'll be able to, about 2 weeks you'll be able to hear the record. It'll be digitally available.
You can go to the Comet.com to stream Otis, and I actually have to say, Otis Redding, for those of you who don't know who he is, go
Dock of the Bay, come on, everybody knows Dock of the Bay.
Go find, literally Otis Redding is part of the reason why I'm in the music business. In other hip-hop news, DMX is out of prison again.
Unbelievable. This guy had a movie career. He was in big Joel Silver movies.
And he's such a talent. Really, I've also been blessed enough to spend time with him over the years. I actually spent time with him at Rikers. I was not in prison. No. Yes.
When you were an inmate at Rikers?
When I was an inmate at Rikers, no. I actually went into Rikers to interview him.
Did you really?
I got strip
I didn't know that.
I got strip searched.
Wow.
Rikers
Island, a prison off the coast of Manhattan. Let's say.
Scariest prison, and for whatever reason, they didn't put me in the place where the lawyers go, like the first level of security.
Right.
I was on the family list. So I went deep. I went 4 levels deep, buses deep. I had to take off my earrings.
Did they think you were like Mrs. DMX?
It was crazy.
Hi, I'm Tamara DMX. What's up? I'm here to see my husband.
And he really is an amazing talent. He's just a troubled soul. But I'm really glad you're out,
Welcome
Earl,
back, buddy.
And welcome back.
Get it together. There's a lot of money there's some paper to be made out there. Go get that paper.
He might be working on a record with Rick Ross.
The Maybach music label.
That's right.
Warner Brothers Maybach music label.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that.
I'm sure Rick will prop him up.
I hope so.
He's an OG.
Keep coming back to Comet.com to get some updates on DMX.
And the announcements this week for the MTV
big
Awards.
Yeah.
Katy Perry blew it up. She has 9 nominations, followed by Adele, who's having a big year.
Big. Huge.
With her and Kanye with 7 nominations each.
Yeah, it's big.
But can you make some calls and get Adele on the show? Because nobody really wants to see her now.
She's got stage fright, man.
She's coming. She's doing the Palladium in LA.
Know.
She's doing the Greek Theater in a couple weeks.
I know the problem is, and I had this conversation with a friend of mine. She should be playing stadiums, and what's happening is the secondary market is going insane with her tickets.
Yes.
So tickets are $1,000.
Right. And I got many calls, and I don't even work with her.
And the problem is that she just doesn't want to play big venues, which I totally understand because she just doesn't.
She's an arena act right now.
But it's actually hurting her because what's happening is the ticket prices are escalating. But that's a whole other conversation.
Don't get me started on the scalpers.
I know. We might do a whole
business.
show about scalping. But for right now, I actually want to go back to Golden State. One of their songs is featured in the trailer called Dolphin Tales.
Dolphin Tale, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, it's a frickin' tearjerker, and everybody will be crying by the time they leave this movie.
Oh my God, you just...
Morgan Freeman, obviously one of the greatest
Ashley
actors of our
Judd.
time.
And the song is called All Roads Lead Home, so we're going to take a look at this trailer.
I want you to custom make some parts for me. Not like anything we've done before. May not work, and I can't pay you. Other than that, I should be excited, right? Who's the patient?
No dolphin has ever been known to lose its entire tail and survive.
We can't make her want to live. She's going to have to do that part on her own.
Dad, he's the boy from the beach, remember? How's she gonna live if she can't swim?
Every aquarium in the country says it's hopeless.
Well, they haven't met Windsor yet.
Can't give up on her.
Wow, I watched that trailer and I do want to cry. I can't wait to see the film. We are thrilled to have James Grundler from Golden State with us right here in the hot seat.
I'm right here.
On the couch.
On the couch.
It's still warm from when you said it.
That's what happens.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And congratulations on the release of Division.
It's out.
Oh my God, your baby's out. I think
Jeez.
I'd mentioned before. James was in a band called Paloalto.
Right.
And then right when the major sea shift happened in the music industry, literally. So
Yeah.
tell us kind of about your transition from there to really kind of taking your music to the next level.
Well, as you know, Paloalto became this kind of media darling band, and
You're signed to American?
we were signed to American Recordings,
And
Rick
that's
Rubin's
Rick Rubin's
Rick
label.
Rubin's label.
Yeah, and it was just a whirlwind, and we did the first record, and it did well for what it was, and we did another record with Rick. And
Rick produced both records?
He produced both records. Yeah.
Wow, that's a great thing to have on
It's
your
pretty.
resume,
It's
huh?
pretty
Yeah.
awesome. You know.
And he's
I mean,
amazing. He's an amazing
Yeah,
producer.
from what
He
you hear,
is.
he has a very interesting style. Like, he's not a super hands-on-the-board producer. He's much more of a creative
Yeah, I was
input
talking to
guy,
somebody
right?
about that. Where most producers are, people that can play instruments, multi-instrumental, producers and stuff. And he's the type of guy that he doesn't play any instruments, so therefore he doesn't really understand the boundaries of the musicality. So he goes beyond
Pushes
that.
you.
Yeah, and so he pushes you into another space because he doesn't know where it ends. Whereas, like, if you're a musician, you know that, well, it's only got 6 strings, or
He's like, make it 25.
Yeah, he goes
upside
up.
down.
Exactly. There was a time when he had us all stand on our heads and play our instrument. No, he didn't do that.
It's something you would do.
But he
Do some yoga
he would
and
take you.
play.
He would take you on a journey. Starting from the beginning process of the song and go all the way around and try not to leave any stone unturned until you get the best song you can get out of it.
You also changed musically. You changed both in kind of like the types of topics you address.
Right.
You really kind of went from Paloalto, if I recall correctly, was amazing music, but lyrically kind of like romantic and boy meets girl and now it feels like you're onto this kind of like bigger kind of spiritual plane, tackling like bigger social issues.
Yes. I think that a lot of that happens when you're just growing as a musician or an artist. You just want to transcend into the next level, and when you see the world changing as well around you, you want to it influences you, so you start to take on a lot of the personas of what's going on in the world. And I think I think with this record, the theme of the music really dictates, the album title itself, Division. It's about pulling away from the masses. Stop being like the sheep or the sheeple, if you will, and
Sheeple.
try to find
Sheeple's
your
a great
own.
one.
Sheeple.
Is that you?
I love that
Did you
word.
coin that one?
No, I did not.
No, it's out there,
like
but
it.
like
It's out
you're
there.
the
I'm
gonna
second
use that
person
one.
I've heard use it, and sheeple is a great word.
Mark that down.
Yeah, sheeple, everyone.
This song that's in the trailer, All Roads,
Yeah.
was actually not written for this film, but another film. Talk about that and how interesting it is when a song comes back.
Well, I have to say that.
We were
It's
having
an interesting story
because
I was watching the video when I first said Golden State. I
Right.
heard of him and I was like watching the video. I was like, Owen Wilson's in the video, but then I know Morgan Freeman's in the movie, and I watched the trailer and I watched the video. And I'm like,
we were doing that just to confuse
we had a
people,
long
you know?
email conversation about this back and forth.
She was like,
today.
no, it's in the trailer. I was like, no, you gotta watch the video.
It was Morgan Freeman playing Owen Wilson.
You gotta love that. So yeah, tell the story how the song got created.
Mark Pellington was directing a film called Henry Poole Is Here, and one of my buddies over at Lakeshore, who was doing the film, played him some of my material, of Golden State's
Brian
material.
McGill's?
What's that?
Brian.
Brian or Eric Craig.
Right.
Yeah, and he flipped out. He loved it, and he was like, "Let's get him down here, see if he can write a track for the spot in the film." And so I met Mark, and he said, "I need it like this," and he kind of gave me this and whatever, and the script, and he sent me the clip of the portion that they want the song written for. Well, so I go back to my studio and I pop something out really fast. It was probably 15 minutes, was All Roads Lead Home.
Wow.
Well, I was just so inspired by what he told me. He just gave me this blueprint. So I brought it back to him, and he's like, he plays a different clip. So he gave me the wrong clip to write the song to in the first place, which was so funny, but he was blown away by the song, and of course they had to wait to see if U2 was going to allow them to use one of their songs, or the Verve was doing the Lucky Man and all these other things, and yes, they didn't get picked, so made it in there, and that spawned All Roads Lead Home, and that's been the flagship of this
It was also
record.
Deadliest Catch.
It was in Deadliest Catch.
Which was that episode
for the memorial,
won the Emmy, right?
For the memorial with Captain Phil Harris, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's been really great. Those people, the fans of that show, and the people on the show have been so supportive with us and stuff. It's been great. I mean, it's just great songs, I mean, I'm sure when you're sitting down and you listen to music that you like, it's these great songs that are timeless and they're classic, I mean, I grew up listening to the Beach Boys and Stevie Wonder and Martha and the Vandellas and stuff, and I love great songs, and of course, all the 80s stuff kind of intertwined with it all, and we have a thing called Golden State, and so, but it's all about songs.
And how'd you come up with the name, by the way?
The bass player, Alex Parnell, was he used to be a producer, a PA or whatever, for the VH1 or something, and and he was in Nashville shooting this thing on Bo Bice.
That's really
Whatever
funny.
happened to him?
Yeah. And he was in one of the bars on the strip there, and those great honky-tonk bars,
I love those
and
bars
he's
in
drinking
Nashville.
Jack and soda, and he's just kicking back, and he gives me a call at probably midnight, and he's like, "Dude, I got the name of the band." And he says, there's this group singing, they're just performing in the thing, the guy's singing the song Going Back to the Golden State. He's like, Golden State? And we were like, how obvious is that?
Right, it's pretty funny.
We were called Paloalto.
And then again, USA's next.
We got to do the country. Big country, I think that's already taken.
And now we are going to New York.
Yes, we do our weekly segment of the Wild Honey Pie. Our man, my wiener, Eric Wiener, has a...
Why do you say that?
He's my wiener. He's my friend. He's my wiener. And he has a segment for us, so let's cut to Brooklyn.
Hello again, Eric Wiener, reporting to you from Brooklyn, New York for the Comet. How are ya? I'm here to tell you about Pepper Rabbit. They're a California two-piece band that recently was on tour with last week's band, Givers. Now, Pepper Rabbit is prepping their sophomore album, which is due out in August. My music blog, The Wild Honey Pie, had them into our studio to record 3 songs off this next album. Check that out. So there you have it, Pepper Rabbit. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and make sure to check out more videos on thewildhoneypie.com. Talk to you soon.
That's my wiener every week. He's awesome.
You always say that.
I know, but you know, he's
Oh,
good.
he is your
Check him
wiener.
out, wildhoneypie.com. And thanks to Pepper Rabbit for doing that with him. We'll be there with him. He'll be there with us.
And now get ready for the Comet Couch.
Wow. Look at that, how bright and shiny that is, huh? He is the Executive Vice President of Universal Publishing, one of the largest publishers in the world. And we're going to say, what's up, Tom Sturges?
What's up?
My old friends.
What's up?
What's going?
My God, we've known each other for a long time. Long
Famous
time.
Fathers Club.
That's right, we are in the Famous
Right,
Fathers
so
Club.
let me just break into that one for a
Talk
second.
about Ray Conner.
Right.
Come on, let's get there.
Some people don't know, but Tamara's father was one of the biggest band leaders. Kind of, I don't know how you would describe him. Give me another description besides band leader. He was more than that.
Super jazz cat arranger. He did 100 studio albums.
100 studios.
100 studio albums.
And he had one of the baddest haircuts I've ever seen
He
in
had
my
one of
life.
the baddest haircuts.
But it was in a time when bad haircuts were
Where it was,
really
like,
cool.
super hip.
You had to have like
Yeah.
the flat top.
But his contemporaries were...
Well, he was like kind of the godfather of swing. I mean, he arranged for Artie Shaw and Dorsey and then
Tommy Dorsey.
And then he went
and
into...
he became a celebrity on his own. This is one of the few guys to break out from behind the baton, and really wasn't a singer, but he was like an arranger, and he was...
And he became the front man.
An enabler. He was like Les Brown would be his contemporary, and Stan Kenton would be his contemporary. These guys who stood out and brought the best out of all the other players in the orchestra.
Right.
And so Tom and I, when we first met, bonded because we are in the Famous Fathers Club.
And Tom's father is...
Preston.
Sturges.
Preston Sturges,
One of the
which in
greatest.
some circles is a really big deal, and in other circles it means nothing.
It's a
Do you know what I mean? It's like
deal.
walking into
I
a rug
mean-
dealership and they go, I don't know. You know,
I
it's
mean, like, oh my God.
One of the biggest film directors of all time.
Amazing.
The first writer to direct his own script is
Wow.
why he's famous. So the written and directed by appeared over his name first.
And
And he won an Academy Award for that film.
That's just
that film is called?
incredible.
The Great McGinty.
I mean, he
which is
literally made history.
the story of a man who starts the film as a bum on a bread line, and through graft, corruption, vote buying, and every cheat in the book becomes the governor of Illinois.
So that's based on a real story, I'm assuming. The last governor of Illinois was on Dancing with the
They
Stars,
got
wasn't he?
4 governors in prison.
Talk a little about your job and the creative process and running the creative department, what that means, and how you work with your team to make it all happen.
There's an old Irish saying that if you can make your hobby your living, you never work a day in your life.
I'm with that.
And from my earliest days, I was always listening to great songs. Always the song, much more so than the artist. And I just fell in love with the Beatles, and fell in love with Paul Simon, and fell in love with Paul McCartney, and just like songs, and kept enjoying that. And the time I got into the music business, I didn't do any different. I would just hear songs I loved and try and acquire the rights to that writer. So that started out with Katrina and the Waves, and Walking on Sunshine.
Walking on Sunshine, huge.
And I was like, we gotta own that song. I don't know this Katrina man, who he is. I know nothing, but we gotta own that song. So we acquired that song, and last year I had a huge hit with a band called Owl City. It was the same situation.
Who's performing tonight, right?
Beautiful. I'm going there right after this, as a matter of fact.
I actually gave away tickets on the Comet.com to the Owl City
did you?
show
Oh,
tonight.
sure.
And I just
support the
came
Owl City.
from another band I signed called Three Doors Down.
Oh, they're great.
And we gave them a big check when all we heard was Kryptonite. And I said, you know what? I don't know about anything else.
But you got to smash here.
This song, if we're in the hit song business, you have to have this song. So we gave them a ton of money. We've had a
and
beautiful.
that was a good bet.
They've sold 16 million albums, probably another 4 or 5 million singles, and they're on album number 5. Going to be either number 1 or 2 next week on the Billboard charts.
It's great. Tell us about Grow the Tree You Got, Tom.
This is my second book. This is my ideas on how to raise amazing adolescents and teenagers. It was a very tumultuous time, a difficult time in the life of both sides on the equation. But I came up with an idea that I call respect-based parenting. So you treat your children with complete respect. You never raise your voice to them. You never hit them, obviously. And your central responsibility as a parent is to help them discover who they are supposed to be and then help them become that person. So, for instance, Steven Spielberg's mom is, Mrs. Adler, is this amazing, amazing woman. And apparently, at least according to legend, and I mention it in the book, is that she never said no to any of his ideas. He wanted to tape the camera to the Tonka truck and drive it down the driveway into the street. She's like, I'll get the duct tape, honey. Hold on. And just embraced every idea, helping him discover who he was supposed to be. One example of it, but that's my thing. I think you can still get upset with your children, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
But
I know I do.
You can get upset, but do you have a quarter? Do you have a quarter? Anybody have a quarter? Uh-oh. So I'll show you this.
Is this like, are you going to do a magic trick?
No. I got one. So let's say you're having a situation with your child and having a hard time making them understand. You say, okay, I love you as much as this whole table, right? I'm upset with you, the size of this quarter. Can we talk about the quarter?
Wow.
Wow.
And suddenly your child will go, okay. You're being rude to me and I want you to stop.
I just got like chills.
Yeah, no, Tom's first
Can you imagine how clearly that would be?
That's very clear.
I lost my father when I was 3. He passed away, as great a man as he was, and he left me, lots of books and things to look at, but I didn't have the person. So I imagined what a perfect father would be. And he would never hit, he would never yell, he would be forgiving and understanding and kind and generous. And my books are my notes to myself on what to do in the situations. So because I didn't have a dad myself, I would see a dad do a really great thing with his kid, like after the kid struck out in Little League and he's weeping, and instead of the dad like pulling him over, I told you not to swing on the curveball,
Lay off the curve.
How many times have I told you? You're only 9. Lay off the curve. But instead the dad who picks his son up and says, hey, I understand, you tried your hardest. I'm like, always be nice no matter what happens.
Watching.
Yeah. So I watched a lot of dads, and the ones that worked, I kept them, and the ones that didn't work, like the fathers who yelled at their children.
And talk about this book versus your first Parking Lot Rules, which I love the premise. Just talk about that for a second, Parking Lot Rules.
Parking Lot Rules is sort of the first half, is that it's impossible to respect your child too much, but worth the effort to try. 2 truths about the music business that I don't mind sharing. Number 1, every hit is a miracle.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, like Jesus walking out and turning that loaf of bread into, and all the other miracles, allegedly. It is a miracle that the public cares about 3 minutes so much that they'll go out and spend, go to all the trouble to acquire it and go to the concerts and everything else.
Buy T-shirts, the whole thing.
The whole thing. We had... It's just a remarkable thing. We published the Justin Bieber song, Baby Baby. So remarkable and such a hit. And you look what that one song has done for him, right? 600 million views, for which we might earn almost $6,000, by the way.
Yeah, but again, that song's in a movie, it's in a radio, you earn plenty of money, and it's all about the promotional aspect.
Tricky Stewart, Monty Olson's client, really amazing. So
it's good.
It's a miracle.
Right, okay.
That the world cares about. Okay, that's truth number 1. Truth number 2, and this is the saddest truth, is that as a business, we never tell you when you're having your last hit.
Right, exactly. There's no expiration date on that.
You think, baby, this is just going to go on. It's almost like if you go to Del Mar and you pick a winner, you
get another one.
And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to do this again and again and again.
Come back tomorrow.
That's not going to happen.
Gone.
So.
We never tell you have to work harder for your second hit, and this is why I think I have such respect for some of our clients: Eminem, U2, Bon Jovi, Beastie Boys, Mariah Carey, who come back. They're not only competing in the marketplace, they're competing with themselves. Right. You buy that new U2 album, you have.
It better be good.
This is about Streets with No Names, Sunday Bloody Sunday, Beautiful Day.
It goes on all night.
So they have to beat that and then beat everybody else in the marketplace. I have such respect for the long-term artists.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for being here.
Love it.
And we actually have a clip of one of your hit bands, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Red Jumpsuit was signed to Universal by Nancy Walker, who was an executive with us for many years, and this was a band that she loved and believed in. And this is sort of a story of the new music business. They were on Virgin Records and big videos and lots of money being thrown at them and everything else, and the world changed. And they have to now, they've got their record out on in a partnership with their management company, Collective Records.
Oh, right.
And they're scratching and putting it together and reinventing themselves on the road, and this video is one of the examples.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you, my
Let's
friend.
roll
Thank
it.
you so
Thank
much.
you so
Good
much.
karma right
Tom.
here.
Thank
A lot of
you.
years in the business.
Thank you.
It's all about the karma.
Thank you. Let's see the clip.
Man, they're rocking those red suit jump people.
Them jumping. We're jumping. And now we are ready to see what is on the road.
Summertime. A lot of business on the road. Look at that graphic. Wow, that's slick. Unbelievable. These kids, this Brian and his team, they got graphics. Shout out to Jonathan Bain for making that happen.
Thank you.
Back in the big city.
We do have a lot of news. This is obviously the big summer season, and we also have a lot of great stuff that's coming up for the fall. What the Comet.com is especially excited about right now is that Bright Eyes, yes, Bright Eyes,
huh?
Love me some Bright Eyes. They are going to be doing some West Coast dates in September in support of the People's Key. They're actually, and this is super cool, they're going to be playing at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Hollywood. It should be an amazing show. So if you are on the West Coast, be sure to check out Bright Eyes. For more details, go to thecomet.com.
Nice. And speaking of amazing shows, this weekend we have the Global Soul Show, which is a Hollywood Bowl show with Stevie Wonder, Ricky Minor, famous Ricky Minor.
Oh my God! We gotta get Ricky on the show.
Yeah, they're doing a tribute to Marvin Gaye.
We'll get Ricky on the show.
Janelle Monáe will be there. It's called Global Soul. That's Sunday night at the Hollywood Bowl. And also last week, for anybody who caught Mind the Gap, Mind the Gap's playing Saturday night in Santa Monica at a place called The Central. So if anybody has time for that. And band I work with, The Killers, is holed up in the studio recording their new record, which will be out in Vegas, where they live, which will be out sometime early next year, hopefully. But they are deciding to get out of the studio because it's 150 degrees in Vegas.
Jesus.
And them, the Raconteurs, Bob Seger, the Doobie Brothers, will play the inaugural Orlando Calling Festival, November 12 and 13, at the city's Citrus Bowl football stadium. So look out for that. What else?
Absolutely.
What else have you seen this weekend?
You know, I saw Frankie Ballard, who's really truly the next Keith Urban.
Really?
He's opening up on Taylor Swift's tour right now.
He's going to have juice.
Incredible.
Then. If Taylor likes him, the kids will like him.
He was in LA this week. He wanted to be on the show. But he had to fly back to Nashville. He's on tour for the rest of the summer. Next time he's in LA, he's coming to visit with us here.
You're gonna have some country music on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna have some country music on the show.
It ain't just all that rock and roll music.
And but for right now, we are thrilled to kick it back to
the Golden State.
Take it away, James.
Best to forget that you've always lived right here. live in fear. Where do we go when times get tough round here? When no one else can feel your pain, when your heart it breaks, lonely nights hoping tomorrow come for any time at all. I don't wanna go back now, don't wanna live this way, don't want a broken heart, that'd be a big mistake. Look what I've become, we're living like the setting sun, but the world doesn't show that you need a hand to feel and a heart that's real. The sunrise, it breaks to morning soon, but you're alright. I don't wanna go back now, don't wanna live this way, don't want a broken heart, that'd be a big mistake. Look what I've become, we're living like it's the setting sun, yeah. But I don't wanna turn back time, don't wanna play these games. You want another start, that'd be a big mistake. Look what I've become, living like the setting sun. You wanna make a break to show how you feel. Another breaking point will show. But I don't wanna go back now, don't wanna live this way, don't want a broken heart, that'd be a big mistake. 'Cause I've seen them every day. Oh, well, I don't wanna turn back time, don't wanna play these games. You want another start, that'd be a big mistake. But look what I've become, we're living like the setting sun.
I wanted to let everyone know we are going to be dark next Thursday. We're not going to have a show because John and I are both going to be out of town.
Right, that's a Hollywood show business term, dark. Meaning
Yeah.
I'm in New York, she's in Vegas,
I'm in Vegas,
so we can't be sitting at this table with you.
But we will miss you guys, and we'll be back here on August 4th.
We thank you guys so much, and until next time, peace out.
Peace out. Peace
Love ya.
out. Love you guys. Bye.